Thanks, Janet. Because I have some, yes, who cannot make it. Thank you, Janet. I do appreciate that. So again, Mars, Mardi, Aries day, Tuesday's a great day. It's also good to go to court if you're fighting a good fight as well, because it's generally on your side when you have that positive energy. We're pushing for that today. Today, the intention was, well, the intensity is incredible. Like, and we all know, like, especially those of us who are here right now, we all know it's directed at us. The friggin' gun right now. People's opinions don't matter. I say this to everybody in every reading. Opinions don't matter, but the energy that person is feeling when they're thinking about the opinion they have about you is coming right at you. It just does. It's just the way it is. The law of attraction.
Yeah.
That's it. You turn it on and off just because you don't, it doesn't suit you. That's just the way it goes. So we have to be aware of that. And the faster we live in a place of awareness and cognizance, we got control, right? We're in command of everything. We're running this ship and we're running it our way. So, there's a lot of like, I don't know about you guys, but I just felt like the last couple of weeks, especially under the gun and squished, very compressed energy, very under pressure, and not for anything other than this energy that's directed at people like me. Because God help us, we know we're not falling we're not falling for their plan. We're not doing it. So I don't know. I'm back in jail again on Facebook. There's a surprise. Newsflash. I made it out almost 2 whole months. I almost stayed out 2 whole months. But anyway, we lost it. And it was a comment I made naturally. It wasn't even, But the point is, I was trying to win myself off Facebook and didn't want their help. But the idea, though, is that you got to be aware of the events. So I did post something. This is where I'm going with that. Was that whole bit about Trudeau coming out in his beautiful French speech, quoting words of a famous past historical figure. It really hit me, and I ended up having a dream. This is why I'm going with this today, because I ended up having a dream where I had a very lucid moment in that dream, and I don't often have those. I'll be honest with you. I don't dream a lot, to be honest. And when I do, it's generally, I always say to people, it's generally about stupid stuff like I lost my purse, I'm looking for my purse, or I've left my keys on the counter at the store and I got to run back to them all, like just stupid shit. But I don't have a real substantial dreams because that's my deal. Because I used to have very, very prophetic dreams and I didn't want them. So I made a deal with Spirit, that's in my contract. But anyway, when I'm meant to have a message, it comes. There's just nothing I can do about that. That's part of my deal too. Like if you really need me to know something or you really need me to do something in the dream time, then let me know and I will do it and I'll be okay with it. So I have this dream. Trudeau shows up at my house. I gotta use the bathroom. I'm just like, are you kidding me? Really? Well, I'm thinking about where's my fire poker, right? Like, are you kidding? This guy's here. Long story short, long dream in a nutshell. Not really a long dream, but anyway, the point was I had a lucid moment in this dream where I connected with him on a spiritual level. And I know I did. Like when I locked gaze, when our eyes locked, I could feel that. Like there was no mistaking that for me. It was almost like I was completely awake in that moment. And I was, in a sense. I realized just after that, when I woke up and everything, it was so clear. It was so very, very clear. I said to him, we're holding you accountable. We're coming for you. First of all, I said to him, and there was this connection on this, some other level. And I said, we're going to hold you accountable and blah, blah, blah. It's whatever. You got it. And I realized at that moment, when it all clicked later on, in that moment, he did get it. And there's other people like me and you who are doing this to him in the dream time, to all of them in the dream time. And when you start shedding light in the darkness like that, and they're now the ones you're calling into the light, it hurts. It hurts them. And one of the things I said to him was that you can knock it off now. That your part of the plan is done. Your job's complete. You don't need your help anymore. You stop being an asshole. for lack of a better, or it is true. Because really, let's face it, there's no better way to deal with shit than the assholes in your life. It's what you get from Brenda on a Tuesday. You're just gonna get it raw. Not today, Satan. I'm not taking it anymore. Forget it. Anyway, you got me all fired up on the full moon after. Anywho, people. So I realized that that's when I know we're gonna make some time here. And we're gonna actually accelerate through this timeline into a new space. We're gonna jump start it, leap start, whatever you want to call it. I don't really know. But because today we're going to blast some light at these people. And what happens to them with light at darkness is not only does it illuminate and expose it for what it is and what it's truly, operating from, but it changes its frequency and it brings it up. And I don't like that. It really hurts. It's hard, and unless they're willing, it's not a nice experience for them. And I've been Care Bear staring, an awful lot over the last few years, an awful lot. But this is different. And I know I did one of these last year where we did do that very thing. We kind of called them forward and we sort of, envisioned them there and we blasted them into love and things like that. And that was fun and that was very light and it was very cool. It's real now. Like this is where we have to go. We have to go into the spiritual realm. We have to literally call them there. And, we're not afraid. Just know this is what we have to do. It's like putting a fire, it's like 8 firemen who are called to a blaze. That's all we are. We're just being, so I called us the light warrior brigade. Yay. Because like the fire brigade, we're going to consecutively and consistently and very neatly blast them with light and help to shift them from, we can't change what they're doing. Listen, these people, these beings, we have to be aware of that too. Like, I would love to just give them all light and say, oh yeah, they're going to flip flop into, and I don't not believe in miracles. I truly believe in miracles. So that could happen. But I can tell you, no matter how much light you blast at Trudeau, I can very, very, very almost adamantly, surely say 100%, he's not shifting. He's doing what he's supposed to do. You know what I mean? His that's his role, to be that dark. And there's nothing we can do to change that. That's his free will, right? That's where he's at. So, but we can blast him. We can blast him. It's like slowing him down, or at least helping him realize he doesn't need to give it so hard. No, it's hard. Not just Trudeau, all the premiers. He had a meeting with them all last week, I believe it was on the Monday. And was it last week? I think it was last week. And I don't really know what the outcome of that was. I bet it wasn't great. But whatever. And also, again, south of the border, the States, that whole crap shoot, that whole crap shoot right there. And Europe, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, UK, those 4 places specifically we are part of the pilot projects, right? We are the ones that heard it because of the fact that we are the most passive.
Yes.
Passive. We are the most passive. They knew they could roll this out and we would do very little to stop it, right? It would be perfect. And if we get them done, right, then basically the rest of the world will eventually follow suit. And everybody else will. I was a little disappointed in my fellow Canadians for a while there, but I do see where we're standing. I do see where we're really stepping forward. And I just want to say that, I think today doing this little bit that we're going to do, or doing this whole lot that we're going to do, is going to help push some of our light. So I really want to focus a lot on Canada, but whomever and whatever, like honestly, folks, line them up and let their squad, let's just blast them like as if they needed to be deloused. To be deloused once they were, when you're hauled into jail. Not that I know. I've only spent time in Facebook, Joe, just to be clear. Just to be clear. Excuse me. But Hi, Yvonne. Nice to see you. So yeah, we're just going to do that. But then after that, after we line these people up, and I mean, even like it's not just about this stuff, right? Like we do know that, right? Like, I'm not preaching to the choir here, I know, but I do want to be clear that it's not just about politicians, leaders, things like that. Like we're going through them to their source, through them to very, very dark, the elite, the very hidden parts. We're going to send that light as well too, because they're just puppets. Idiots, they're all just puppets, right? Like they're just doing what they're doing. They're doing their job and they're doing it really well. But they are just puppets. They're taking orders from something else. You have to know that. So that's very, that's clear. But that's what we're talking about. We have to alleviate this darkness from here. This was a beautiful planet. It was like a pretty playground, a nice, beautiful neighborhood, and these jerks were driving along in their Galaxy Mobile, and they happened to see us down here doing all nice things, and having a good time and living life like a prayer, because that's what we're supposed to do, or that's what we were doing anyway. It's what we're created to do, right? Naturally, joyfully, freely, and then they invaded. And so ever since then, we've had this permeated darkness on this planet that has done its damnedest to overtake us, when really, not going to happen this time. They've tried and they've succeeded a number of different times. This is not the first reset they have did. This is not the first pandemic they've tried this with. They are a virus that has continually used what they know to infect us and to try to get us to be a mass amount of darkness. They've done it before on other planets. They have. They've taken over on planets before, and those poor places never came back and they destroyed them. That's not happening here. That's not the plan for this thing. And it's only going to go so far, because we've already won. Light always wins, love wins every time. God wins every time, always. But this time we're doing it different. This time we're doing it differently. And so this time is about, lining them all up so we can get through them to the darkness that is really behind them. And then at the end of that, we're going to see the planet in a place of light. I always like to round that off. A lot of the work we do this way, not just through the grid in whatever way you can envision her, but remember that Mother Earth is ascending. Mother Earth is expanding. She's evolving. And her consciousness, which is Gaia, is also evolving. Like she's growing, right? We're all in the middle of a big birthing experience here. And this is, I don't think for a minute, not divinely planned all the way through. I know those guys taking us over and hijacking us seems like a really dastardly plan, but that's kind of, what better way, right, than to do it that way. I don't know, it is beautiful, and I have to thank everybody for the role, whether I like what they're doing or not, right? That's the point. Yeah, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to beautifully wrap this planet in light so that everything, all the darkness is lifted, like the fog from New Year's Eve, lifted, gone, clear. And we have a vision and a new, not just perspective, but a new clarity to live with. And that's going to be beautiful. Like that is truly, and it is coming. This planet's not done for by any means, and they haven't taken over. They don't win. They know it. That's why it's so extreme. They know that their game is over. What do they call that? Check. You're in check, and there's no moves left for them. That's it. There's nothing. And so they're trying everything they can to roll it all out. Don't be fooled by it, and just keep shining the light. Just know that the light is everything, that as we tip the scale. So one of the things I was also going to mention too that helps people bring things into perspective is that Abraham Hicks teaches the vibrational teachings. And one of the things they said and have taught for years is that one person in truth and alignment with themselves and with their source is more powerful, lit up, more powerful than 5,000 who are not in alignment or in truth with themselves or their source. And that's powerful when you think about it, because there's 7 billion, almost 8 billion people on this planet, which means that really, I had to do the math with a calculator because I suck at math, but I'm telling you, it came up, it was only 1.6 million people. Well, I thought, shit, we got that covered. 1.6 million people. There can't not be 1.6 million people
Yeah.
like me, like you, Terry, like you, Sandy, like you, Yvonne, like you, Janet, Marion, and Cora, and everybody else on here with me. Who else have I missed? Anybody else? I hope not. Okay. Anyway, like, come on. There's gotta be.
And there is, and Brenda, there's also more people like you gathering people together. I mean, look at Sasha Stone. Look at all these other people. I mean, I'm listening to this stuff all the time, and there's everybody is doing their part, and it's all kind of melding into each other to create a new neural net, as I would call it.
It's forming beautiful. Thank you, Janet. You're right. It's forming a beautiful consistency.
Mhm.
And what we want is constant energy, right? We want a constant glow.
Yeah.
So we want to be, as a choir, all singing the same song, all lit up, singing the same note or humming the same tune or whatever it is that holds that one frequency of light. And so that no matter who drops off and who's just picking up or whatever, we're still strong in that, right? Like, because there's got to be a lot more than a million even. But when we tip that scale, now we've made it to a quotient on this planet where she's able to actually hold that. It's like enough light that she sustains that vibration. And then the darkness can't stay here.
Mhm.
It has to go. And it's not that we don't want it, it's because, as I've said a number of times, what good is being a light if not to illuminate darkness? But that's what we're here for now. That's what this is all about. And this is when we're doing it. So we're going to do that. And we've tipped the scale enough that we have so much more of the planet in that space and in that lit up energy that she can't help but ascend. She can't help but evolve. And she can't help but not only transcend the darkness, but transmute it too, right? So we had enough of a light going on, you light up a long way, right? So there's really, like, what do they say, right? One match in a dark room. That's what you need. One match in a dark room and it's not dark anymore. There's one. So that's what we're going to do. And I always say, we got to clean our pegs. So do the work on yourself so that when the light shines, my stupid batteries died. But when the light shines, your pegs are clean and you can shine clear and shine the light out. So first thing we're doing is we're going to go into a nice, quiet, relaxed space. And then we're going to imagine and envision in our eyes, our mind's eye rather, these people, these beings, circumstances, others around you who are also persecuting and judging. We need to be united, no matter what our choices are. I don't care what you want. You want to choose that, then choose that. Some people's got to do it. Like, shit, that's part of the plan. Like, just not going to be me. Just not going to be me. So you got to have people participating on both sides of the game. You really do, or there's no game. And that's where we're at. Well, God bless them. They've made a choice. Free will is everything. That's the point. I get a choice. And right now that's not necessarily the case. So the point is that we're going to blast them with love and light. And you don't have to like them by any means or what they're doing, not a condition of your, sending them light. But we have to recognize that there's no better way to create a mass awakening of light or a mass activation of light than to permeate place with darkness. What better way to call to it the light and people like us who come here to do what we're doing, to light up and shine, than to, as I've been saying recently, swirly this planet as many times as you can get it dunked in the tar and in the swirly, put down there and see what happens. And so we see it, we come down here, we go, oh, no. We got to light up. We got to light this place up because otherwise she's going to sink. And we're not into that. It's not the part of the plan that that is our part. That's what they're trying to do. So as I ramble on, I just want to say, we got this. We got this. And it's every time we gather together, every time people do come together in groups and come together, even just consciously in your mind every single day, there's other people doing that at any given moment. And there's beautiful little flickers all over the place. And we are like a little circuit board, right? We're lighting up. We just got to get it together so we can all sing one song at one time and hold that note. And again, it's times like this where we gather together that we are so strong. And they feel it. They feel it. And, I really do, in a sense, know. Well, I've done a little bit of work with some of that dark stuff, unfortunately. Somebody's got to do it sometimes. And one of the things I've learned is that they don't all want to stay there either. So our doing what we can do too is helping them to go to the new place also. And some of them want to do that. Some of them need to go home faster and or in a way that's different than we're going home. They're not going to ascend like we are. They're just not. They've chosen a road that is what I would refer to, and I've learned to term as space dust return, which is not ascension. They're just going to implode slowly, 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 like a star, eventually dying out until they go home to be absorbed as a magnetic dust back into the all that is. And there's nothing wrong with that. I can't judge that either. That's their choice. I think they're judging that, and they're not so happy they've made that choice, but free will is a bitch sometimes. It's a blessing and a curse. But I love it. And that's why God is, what it's all about. Free will. That's why God. That's why everything is the way it is. So going into a nice, deep, relaxed space. We're going to, and some of these other people too, by the way, like Klaus Schwab, let's add them to the list. Klaus Schwab, I don't want to mention all these names. United Nations organizations, B&M Gates Foundation, all of them. Imagine them and then just blast them with light, and wish them well on their journey home. They have taken the long road, sure. And in a sense, I kind of have a little compassion for them because there's no way out for them now. Like, I do believe in miracles, but their choice has put them in a position where they don't have access to miracles any longer. They chose not to believe in them before, or to be a part of them before. When you make that choice and you're already on a destination route, there isn't any going back. And that's the hard part, right? With a parent, like, I would think that God is somewhat going on. It's tough. Tough when you gotta be in that place. So tough love, right? That's all we're doing too, is helping send them home a little bit, helping them get out of this mess that they've created for themselves as well. So they can thank us later. But right now, you know where I'm going with that, folks. Come on, we gotta lighten it up, right? Literally. Anyway, okay. So is everybody ready? Everybody ready? I love you people. Look at you all. You're so amazing. Okay, look at all of these amazing folks. Oh, thank you all for joining me today. Okay, get comfy, close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath. And as is customary with every Brenda experience, you're going to keep taking those breaths in rather, and allow yourself to relax with them. Breathing in and breathing out, upset. Breathing in, love. And breathing out, chaos. Recognizing the polarity is where it's at. You have to know we're a part of this. As a duality, they're a part of us just in this way. So breathing in, always bring balance. In, breathing out. Tuning into the pattern and the rhythm of your breath as you inhale, exhale. And in that, just let yourself be comfortable, breathing without any effort, naturally. With the life force and the life flow that your creator intended. Moving in sync with the heart rate. And just relax. Now each move moves up through your head, facing out thoughts, worries, concerns, upsets. Clearing your mind, allowing yourself to just be Allow the breath to move down across your shoulders and down your hands, out down your arms through your fingertips. And just allowing all these energies to move and flow through. Across your shoulders, down through the large parts of the muscles and the part of the back, down through the middle, breathing down your spine, and down through the middle. Breathing out any tensions, worries, concerns, upsets. Letting go of the weight of the world and all things connected. Breathing in across your chest, bring your attention down into your ribs, your lungs, your heart space. Breathing down through those spaces, expanding, and letting go of any tightness there, any tensions, any sadness, any sorrow that you may hold around the middle part, around your heart and lungs. Down through your stomach and your abdomen, breathing into those spaces and all the inner pieces, the nooks and crannies, the cavities in there, breathing through there, all the breathing out tensions, knots. Down through your hip and pelvic area, and the energies from your head, down through your buttocks, all the way down, thighs, front, your knees, flowing down through your shins and your calves, and flooding your feet through your ankles to flow right out the soles of the toes. Just relaxing it, relaxingly. One continuous wave of energy flowing out through the top of your head and all the way down to the bottom. Your feet and out the soles. Going into a nice relaxed space. Feels really good to be there. Letting go of tension. When you're in this space, more connected to your consciousness, your spirit, your soul. You're aware of your body. But you're aware of that force that is animating you more than you. We all have that animating soul, spirit, ether. So in your mind's eye, I want you to sort of bring yourself up above the planet, to the ethers, to the place where the consciousness, animating spirit, energy, life force is all there. It is every beyond the physical, beyond the physicality of this planet. Different dimensions, densities, up into the ether, in whatever way you know it, simply by saying it. Your consciousness knows where to go and how to get. You have to trust that. We're incredible beings. You're going to see just how incredible you are over the next little while on this planet. Up into the ethers, maybe floating in the darkness of the atmosphere, noticing the planets below you. All things are connected in that space. It is fluid, expansive. Up in that space, we are going to call the animating force, the life force, consciousness of certain beings from this physicality. Up into the ether, we're going to call with our telepathic abilities and our beautiful psychic abilities, those beings who are perpetrating crimes against humanity, against us specifically, and those like us and others. We're going to call them They know who they are. They know we're talking about them. Their consciousness comes, and in front of you, as if it was a wall, you're going to see them line up. Anybody you think of, anybody you call to, anybody you want to address, acknowledge, or hold accountable. Anyone and everyone. Call on those energies in the ethers of those notables, the prime ministers of certain countries, premiers of provinces, presidents, you name it. Any influential leader who is holding a dark agenda, call their energies up into the ethers to show themselves. And as you see them one by one, imagine, envision, in whatever way you can, allow yourself to see them because they're there. They're there. In your heart, in that space, so light shines, and a flame that burns within you. The flame that came from the spark of the divine that was placed within you as your soul. Creator breathed into that flame, into that spark to create the flame, and from that flame, your light burns. Right. And in that moment, you see it, breathe into your heart space, and watch it grow. Watch that flame, its light, its intensity grow within your heart space until it begins to expand beyond the heart space, to fill your body, to fill every cell, molecule, atom that is your physical being, to move through the ethers out of physical and up into the spiritual realm where you have gathered those animated forces. Your light, and all our lights, form a beautiful pool, a wall of light. And that wall of light can be projected at those people, those beings, organizations, committees, groups, all those who hold the dark agenda. And as we see them and we project that light up from ourselves, up and out, up and out, we see them bathed in that light, up in the ethers. You can see it, of making an effect, having an effect on their frequency. See, they like to be in the lower frequencies. When you send them love and light, raise their frequency. Makes it uncomfortable. And those who aren't willing and open to be transmuted or transcend, they don't like it. So breathe. Know that what you're doing is giving them God's love. What you're doing is giving them illumination they need. It's like medicine. You want life. They just don't like it. Oh, they want it then. They want to take. They don't like to receive. They don't want to be given anything. They want to take it all. So open up that beautiful light from within your heart space and up and out. Shine that light that they may be in receiving of it. They may be receiving of it. Because whether they're like, no, blast them with this light. Blast them. Illuminate them. Those who are willing to receive it, will be affected and assisted with it. Let's face it, we all do come from understanding the law of one and being in oneness is, we don't have to belong to the same. And we're not those kinds of people anyway. So we do love. We do understand. We do have compassion. We understand. So see them, bathe in them, and see them as they are bathed in that light. Some are taking it, some are not enjoying it so much. But it's in this light that it helps them to be held accountable. It illuminates them and it shines that light so that all can see. And when they come back into that space of physicality, the world that we're living in, they won't be as made it fact. So blast them like the firefighters, or the beautiful holes of light of the heart. Whatever way it is, see yourself, blast them, see them bathed in, and know that we are doing whatever work to assist this planet in ridding herself. All the doctors who are good, everyone who's everyone who is on board or just not speaking up. Bathe them with light, help them move along because their journey is long. And they need the help. And as we send them that light, we group them all together like a big, huge congregation. We bathe them in light. We blast them with the purest, the purest light. It's incredible. See it, sense it, know it, whatever way you can. For it is so. It moves through them and goes beyond. You can imagine it going out like a kind of like a fire hydrant beyond them, through them and beyond. The darker spaces that really need light. Again, they're just puppets. They're taking orders. We're filling a role, just as we all are, helping to bring light to this and being in the dark. We appreciate the contribution. And now it's done. So we light you up. And when you've had then lighten them up, giving them with that beautiful love that they do truly. And we are so loving and willing to give. When you're done doing that, see them going back to their respective places, lighter, less dark. They might look disoriented to you as they venture back to their respective homes, we'll say. Whatever way you see it is perfectly fine. You might see them going back to their families or their offices. See them lighter. They're not going to be full of light, but they might be full of light. Just allow yourself, and whatever, comically, even with humor, This is serious work, but we can't let it get to be too heavy in that seriousness. We win this game. We win every time. Love wins. So when you're ready and you see them all going back to their respective places, bring your attention back into yourself. Bring your light back into yourself, into your heart space, and just concentrate on that. And no matter where you are, see yourself as the beautiful light that is that pure white light, source light, love light. And in your respective home, your own home, imagine the light now expanding beyond you, beyond your physical body, beyond the room that you're in, beyond the home that you're in, beyond your neighborhood, town, or city. Begin to see that light that you are lighting up all around you, expanding out as far as you can imagine it, and then go a bit further. And as you move that light throughout your town, city, or even this country, it spread as a beautiful uniform layer of light covering everything. Right beyond you, your home, city, town, country. Notice within the other lights beginning to ignite, spark, show themselves. All around you, you see lights lighting up. Those are people, other beings, self and others around us who are feeling your light and being triggered with it, lighting themselves up, a little firefly, joining the song, the note, frequency, the vibration, light, rising to the occasion, right alongside of you. There's a beautiful light blanket sweeping across this planet, enveloping her in that light and seeping into her core. Now imagine your light circling the planet, complete other lights lighting up all around the planet, and then everybody absorbed right into the planet. Her core needs our light too. There's an awful lot going on below the surface. But people don't know. All the light. Deep down in the darkness of the earth, it's pretty dark. And light it up. Light it up. So let this entire planet be in your mind's eye, lit up with a beautiful blanket of white light encircling her, completely enveloping her in light and seeping in so that she can feel and absorb the warmth of your love, your light. And as we hold this vibration and we see her all lit up, and hold that, not just that vision, we trust that vision, and we hold that, we hold the light. We help to solidify that so that it is the majority that we need. It is the amount of light necessary to totally shift this frequency. Schumann resonance has already increased significantly over the last while. And as we continue to shine light, we help this planet absorb and hold light. That frequency will continue to rise, just as she will rise. And we too rise with her, because we are the ones initiating the rise. Breathe. So continue to see her completely lit up and lifted in whatever way you can, whatever way that looks like, however you might imagine it. Lift it up out of the darkness. And all the darkness, just fog, disappearing, evaporating, whatever it is. See the darkness going, like dispersing. All of that darkness goes away. We lift up. We ascend into this higher, more light filled digital experience. Mother Earth is the virus. The consciousness is free of the virus, free from darkness, free from free from heaviness, free, just free, light, buoyant, beautiful, glowing and radiant. And as we see her in that space and we hold her there, makes it easier for her to get there. Makes it easier for others to join us. It makes it easier for us to move on to the next part of this project, the next part of this planetary evolution. She reaches in light, and full of light she ascends. The light transmutes the darkness. Thank everybody for it. We're grateful. Feel the difference in the energy. You feel the planet Earth, Mother Earth, full of light. It's a different feeling altogether. We feel right now. Breath of fresh air. Know that this is what we are working. And as we blast those beings with light, we eradicate them. We eradicate dis-ease from this planet. Darkness. We light it up. Hold the light. She can't help this. Powerful work. Bring your attention back. Bring your attention back. A moment. Be aware of the vision of Mother Earth lit up, glowing like a beautiful, beautiful light in the sky, illuminated, brilliant and radiant, pulsing like a beacon. Just a beautiful, beautiful ball. See her in her space. We all have an image of the galaxy, the solar system. Third rock from the sun. That's us. See it beautifully lit up with love light. Powerful. Belief is everything. Intention matters. When you couple the belief, what you're doing, and what you can do, what we're capable of, with the intention behind it, why you are that incredible divine being that is in you. all powerful. Honor that, own that, and practice this on a daily basis. And know that as you do this blasting of them, and the lighting up of this beautiful planet, the more we do this in a very, doesn't have to be a very long process, just a very short time, we'll see the effects. So I challenge everyone, ask everyone, suggest to everyone, and recommend it. Do this, practice this short exercise, and know as you do, and as we all come together to do it, united, we make this happen faster and more slowly. We can just even just imagine for ourselves. Breathe in, coming back to your body. Seeing both the images of the firing squad, the Light Warrior Brigade firing squad, and these beautiful planes all lit up. And as you come back to your body and your breath at your own pace, to your space, come back to the sound of my voice. Give thanks for your ability and magical divine power to do this kind of work, to have a little fun, lighten it up, but to take care of business. That's what you did. You did today. You took care of business. We're called to action. We shone our light where it was needed in order to apprehend culprits, perpetrators, rein them in. We have that power. We have power to create anybody else. Their choice is their choice. So we definitely have power for our choice. Send light in response to their darkness. Remember, folks, as you breathe in light, breathe out darkness, but know this and that as well. Do not fear darkness. Do not fear anything. You are eternal and limitless, divine, magnificent beings. You're sovereign. You are the supreme authority of your life. God said so. God said so. God gave you that choice, but also that duty and that responsibility to withhold, or to uphold rather, those things, those important things. And absolutely, it is our job on this planet to do that very thing. So I thank you with my heart and soul for joining us today, joining together in this light-filled experience, and for willingness not be afraid, to know that your ability to look at darkness, to look at evil, and to see into it is directly proportional with your ability to hold light. This is a duality we live in. It's exactly polar, and everything is exactly proportional. The more light you hold, the more darkness you get exposed. Remember, clean your peg, so nice and clear, and shine your light as often as possible, as much as possible, for as long as possible. Everywhere. Coming back to your body, coming back to your breath, coming back to the moment. Thank you. Firing squad. I plan to do this every time. Thank you too, Terry. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, do this as much as possible. It's kind of fun. Get a little creative with it. I don't know, I just blasted them. I'm a little pissed at them right now, so I didn't really take time to just like fancy it all up or anything. I just blasted them with light. They felt it. When you can make that connection, Yeah, it was perfect. You can make that connection and they know it, they're feeling it. There's just no way they can't. No, they couldn't. Like I've said, it just comes right at you. It takes a strong person to be in those positions too, by the way, because they're always under attack. A lot of people that are not happy with their stuff either. So, they're not unskilled. And just so you know, when you're called together, as we are here in this time, this beautiful group, we are that skilled too. Masters, like attracts like directly proportionate, right? 8th degree black belt is not sparring off against the yellow belts. It's another 8th degree black belt that'll sparring off with them. And that's how we know. When we can gather together and have enough goods and chutzpah, as they'd say, and to gather them together and shine light at them, that's pretty brave. And there was a movie, and I don't remember which one it was, but there was a line in it that said, "It ain't brave if you're not scared." And I'm not scared by any means, but they are. And it's good on them. Good on them to come in there. They didn't have to come. They did. They did. They came. They knew. I know what we do. And I'm grateful for all of you for doing it. So thank you. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Anybody want to share anything before we wrap this up? Anything at all? I really think you're all awesome people. Just being up for something so kooky. I mean, come on. Good on you. Like, right on, eh? Come on, people. You're all awesome. Just admit it. All right. So this is recorded. If you guys want to watch it again, just for anyway, just for fun, to refresh your memory or to do it, anytime you want or whatever, to share it with anybody, you're certainly welcome to do so. I'll make sure you all get the recording. And yeah, maybe we'll come together again and do a little more of this, but I think the more intention is there to, even if we set a time every week, we all said we kind of tune in together or whatever, whether we do the Zoom call or not, collectively, right? You join together just by joining in thought. We're all just energy anyway. It's just a little denser down here in this physical body, but when we're up there doing what we do, it's very easy to connect with each other, right? So yeah, let's do that. Maybe we'll form a little group here. Maybe we will be the Light Warrior Fire Brigade or Light Warrior Firing Squad. Whatever way you want to call it. Anyway, it's all good. Thank you all so much for being with me today.
God bless. All right. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you.
Take care. Take care, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Brenda.
Thank you, Brenda. Love you.
You guys. Bye. Bye, Derek. Bye, everybody. Sandy and Marion and Cora and Janet and